At the 21-yard line.
Blue 80, Blue 80. Got one. Check your hot read. You got tape. Right there. Go. Blue 80,
now the third leading rusher in the NFL last year, Todd Gurley. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on second and less than a yard.
Hey, 59, ready. Hey, South. You got to get moving, man. Man moving. You got to get there. Undercrunch. Wait. Safety creep. Check the backer.
Now Gurley. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
First down, Falcons.
So from the 36 now, first and 10.
Guys, it's game situation. Let's go. Shift. Watch the shift. 20. Ready to go.
From the gun, it's Ryan. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 48-yard line.
Good starting field position for the Vikings as they have it first and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 48. Here's Dalvin Cook, third year back from Florida State. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. Second and 10 coming up. Well, these two teams, the Falcons and the Vikings, have met 30 times since the Falcons' inaugural year in the league back in 1966. And the Vikings winning 19 of those games, but maybe the most memorable game between the two was a Falcons victory. That was in the NFC Championship game back in January of 90. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
At their own 37-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Well, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that,
into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hughes. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
okay, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a second and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Here's second and 9, just a yard on that last run.
We own it.
Cousins. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 23. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Ryan will bring the Falcons up now, 1st and 10 at their own 23. They'll try and start the drive with Gurley. Some fancy footwork, but not much room to operate. Just up past the 25 and no further. Tackle made by Eric Kendricks.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
On 2nd and 7, Ryan. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's the one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down.
Check 43. 22. Right there in the middle. Hey, express. Hey, white.
Now it's Ryan. Flush to his right. Now on the run. He'll throw it back deep over the middle. And here's another interception, the 3rd of this first quarter. Picked off at the 22.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback.
He's got him in, complete. The 20, 10, touchdown, Vikings. Olabisi Johnson, his first NFL reception, goes for 6. As his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
Matthew McCrane on for the PAT. He's got it, and the Vikings take a 7-0 lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They've shown very little offensively to this point. Well, neither team has really. They come up here now, first down. Gurley with a carry on first down. He'll only get a couple. 2nd and 8 forthcoming. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
One of my favorite safeties in the league is Harrison Smith. His ability to support in the run game, as we just saw there, that's key, but also can cover deep as well.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
39. Check 9. Slam. Switch. Wait. Get out.
They try right side here. Gurley. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation.
6 yards. And it's 3rd down.
Ready, Blue 80. Mike is 59. Crunch time, defense. 51.
To throw is Ryan. It's caught. Jones. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for a first down for the Falcons.
And a Falcon first down.
Ready, Blue 80. 59. Exit. No. Check.
They'll throw on first down with Ryan. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. A good pickup there at 22.
Calvin Ridley more than justified his first-round selection in 2018. 64 catches as a rookie and found the end zone 10 times. Did a nice job getting open right there and picking up a first down.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10, down at the 33. Here's Ryan to throw. Jones has it. Touchdown, Falcons. Julio Jones, 33 yards, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Now the try here for the point after. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece.
That ties the game.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, we'll see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
A loss of 2 there. 2nd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Cousins to throw it. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for second down. These two teams all tied after one.
With the score tied 7-7.
Tighten up. Pull it together. Yo, Mike 52. Here we go, D.
Throwing on second and 14. Cousins, nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Oh, my goodness. Was that a defensive back that got to him with the pressure?
Oh, look at the former defensive back. You're all smiles up here.
I hope everybody can hear my smile on that play.
So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here third and long. Third and long for Cousins. Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
Well, that's the second time he's been sacked so far in the first half, and if they have designs on having a big year, on going anywhere, they've got to find a way to keep him upright so he can throw the football.
So on fourth down, Britton Colquitt on to punt. Pulled in at the 24. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Falcons will be taking over first and 10. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown. Now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
It's a gain of 16, first down Falcons. First down, Ryan. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it. Sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And, yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
Watch the whip. Check.
Throwing again. Ryan. Eluding and he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Anthony Barr comes rumbling in for the sack. And here the pressure from the outside linebacking spot.
And normally when that happens and they're able to get home, that means the other guys on his team helped him out a lot. That they occupied people to allow it to be no less than a one-on-one situation, allows him to get home.
So the sack pushes him back, and now third and long for Ryan and the Falcons. Now it's Ryan. He wants it all for the end zone. And he's got his star receiver. It's Jones for the Falcon touchdown. Julio Jones. Already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Falcons have taken the lead. Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game.
Makes the score Falcons 14, Vikings 7.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off near the 34. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Check 37. Check 37. Check 26. Check 26. He's coming. He's coming. He's coming. We got double up. Double up. Check, 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 check.
Here's Gurley.
Check 15. Check 15.
A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Watch the ship. Check, 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 check.
Now on 2nd down, this is Gurley. He'll get the 1st down and more inside the 20. And all the way down to the 5. 25 yards the pickup there and also a 1st down. Well, partner, Gurley came on the scene in 2015 NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year. It's been all systems go from game 1.
And they talked about easing him into the lineup, and that's really what they did. But once they got him in, they couldn't get him out. And they feed him the ball more and more, and it's because of these types of runs. He just breaks defenses down with his power and his physicality.
Smith trying to run for it. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal.
I'm going back to you. Check 99.
Gurley. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes.
I know you felt that one.
The Falcons on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and goal. Here comes carry number 10 for Gurley. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. Well, let's see what they do. They're knocking on the door here in the 2nd quarter.
And you know what you look at on your play sheet? Your 2-point conversion plays. Because you've drawn up a number of them in today's football. You don't just have 1 or 2 for the game. You have more like 6 or 7. Which one do you like here? Because that's essentially what you're going for right now. That spot of the field, call one of those and go get 6.
We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. So it's an old-school extra point that counts 3 times. It's certainly a disappointment they weren't able to get it in the end zone.
Yeah, I can just imagine post-game, head coach looking at the box score, 19-yard field goal, grimacing a little bit, but having to realize that at that moment, getting 3 points was vital. Go ahead and get the points, put them on the board.
Fielded about a yard deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They find themselves down 17-7 as they start this drive 1st and 10.
Hey, check Mike 45. Gun. 45. Pick it up, pick it up. Hey, pick it up. What is that?
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. It's a gain of 34.
I think it's pretty safe to say that initially they had to be thinking about trying to get into field goal range. But after that shot right there, they've got to be thinking bigger right now.
And that was probably their thought offensively. If we hit this, great, let's go for the end zone. If not, settle for a field goal. Looks like they can try to hit pay dirt.
A 6-yard pickup.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete. Tried to go back again to Adam Thielen, and that'll make it 3rd down.
Watch tight, tight end's right. Watch tight, tight end's right.
They'll throw again, Cousins. And that is incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And that will wind up just short. He had it on line. It ran out of gas at the end, and this score will stay right where it is. Now listen, now no kick from 50-plus is a gimme, but here you're indoors in a dome. You'd think ideal conditions.
Yeah, and it's one that he would expect himself to make, not just us expecting him to make it. Over the years, my theory is very simple. The athletic ability of kickers continues to get better and better. Check their backgrounds. They were all county, all state, at other positions, not just soccer players. These guys expect themselves to be great as well.
And he'll lay out and pull it in. What a diving catch there. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Ryan now 5 out of 10, 50% throwing it. Not so hot, but he does have a first down. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. It's complete. This is Todd Gurley. And they move this all the way down to the 9. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half.
Ready, blue 80, 525. Hey, Tuesday. 52. Check. Check 31, check 31. 6, go. 5,
On first and goal, Gurley. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's second and goal. Ryan. The quick slant cut. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. Not time enough for a play and then a timeout, you wouldn't think. So with 4 seconds left, they're going for it.
Hey, express. Ready, set.
They'll try and push it in with Gurley. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. So we are at halftime here in the opener of the 2019 regular season as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, we'll see if week one fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Now a hit and a loose football.
Let's just call that play exactly what it is. Needed because they wanted to get back in the game, and they knocked the ball free, and now they have a chance to do exactly that.
They got the chance. Now they have to take advantage. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Keanu Neal with a safety blitz for the sack. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. It's a 7-yard gain that gets him back to the original line of scrimmage. 3rd and 10.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. Oh, he almost intercepted it. They're just forcing it into too many tough spots. That was almost a 4th pick of the game. And now 4th down. Here's Britton Colquitt now as he'll punt it away for the second time. .45 yards, that's what the punt goes for. 5 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, they'll get out to you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Under 10. Mike 55. Got it. You're all mine.
From the shotgun, Ryan. He's going to sling this deep down. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. And that one results in 35 yards. The big play has him all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. Here's Gurley now out of the gun. Gurley's got the first down and then some. And he'll get this down to the 39-yard line. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for a 1st down for the Falcons.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Hey, let's go. Hey, quickly. 51. 54, stop. Check. Hey, check 24. Ready, stop.
From the gun, Ryan. And he can't escape the pressure. Ryan goes down. The defensive end, Daniil Hunter, drops him. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Ryan. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's third down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
58. 54, X3, 218, jump. 54.
Ryan. Oh, he almost intercepted it. They're just forcing it into too many tough spots. That was almost a fourth pick of the game. And now fourth down. Here's Ryan Allen now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And that is very well done there, as this will be marked out of bounds at the 5-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
First and 10 at the 20-yard line.
So the previous play, a big help, as now they'll have it first and 10 up at the 20. Cousins. It's caught. Smith. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
8 yards on the pickup.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Alan Bailey, credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here third and long. On third down, Cousins. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Credit that sack to Dante Fowler Jr.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Checking the NFL scoreboard there in the third at MetLife Stadium. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here.
22! Go! He's checking.
Throwing now, Ryan on first down. And he gets this one to Ridley, complete. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 12 yards is the pickup, good for a first down for the Falcons. Ryan now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. First and 10. Operating from the gun, Ryan. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. picked off by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
45.
Following the interception, Cousins. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Keanu Neal. Johnson, the intended target.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys are tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. From the gun, Ryan. Flushed out right. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
I remember a coach telling me a long time ago the difference between playing corner and safety in the NFL. Corner is like the Autobahn. Everybody just flying by, and these corners have been really busy in this game, although they got it done on the last play.
On the last play, yes, but there have been some good numbers put up against them offensively.
Alert 3, alert 3, alert 3. Begin.
2nd and 10 now. Ryan escaping the pressure right. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Calvin Ridley, 52 yards. And the Falcons push further out in front. Point after here coming up. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. On 2nd down, Cousins again. Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football.
On plays like this, where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Now, this will probably be the last play of the quarter. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Vikings on third down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 17.
Gun.
Throwing is Cousins. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. A gain of 4 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. Did they maybe play that too safely on 3rd down? I know you don't want to just throw a ball blindly downfield, but that didn't help them a whole lot.
I think they probably said if it's open, take the shot. If not, get something safe because we do have 4th down to try and pick it up.
Switch. Check 45 to Mike. Check 45 to Mike.
Now Cousins on 4th down. This to C.J. Ham, the fullback. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Cousins now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Now Cousins. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. In for the sack, Deion Jones.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Another try after the first down sack. Cousins. And now here is another interception. Picked off around the 41. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
Watch the pass.
After the interception, here's Ryan. And he finds his tight end, Graham. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 15 yards, 1st down, Atlanta.
Ready, back 25. 59. He can't hang. He's not going to get me. 25 back.
And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Calvin Ridley, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Falcons use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Koo able to connect on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership.
Watch 82. Watch 82. He likes to sneak out late.
Again, it's Cook. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. The Vikings on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Cousins. And that's caught by Smith. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. And even 30 yards on a play that began back at the 30. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Don't get nervous. Jim.
A toss to Cook. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. And this will probably be the final play before the 2-minute warning. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Cousins. That's incomplete. Nearly another pick. My goodness. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. He'll find his receiver. That's Chad Beebe. They'll get 15 and a Vikings 1st down. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
On 1st and 10, Cousins. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
On 2nd down, Cook. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6. He has just been completely taken out of this game. We're in the 4th quarter. He's single digits in the rushing department.
And I know we look at him because the numbers do go to his production, but how about the guys blocking for him? They don't just have his number as a ball carrier. They've got the number of the offensive line and the other guys because they're getting to him before he can get started.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And 3 timeouts remaining here defensively, but really not much reason to use them at this point as this one is all but over.
If they use the timeouts here, it's strictly for show.
54,
We got a play to catch.
Now Ryan. And he will find Ridley. That's complete. And out across midfield down to the 45. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45.
You got tight. You got tight.
They'll try a handoff right with Gurley. And he'll be taken down here, and that is how this one is going to come to an end.